So Longlegs is coming out this week, and we finally get to see it. And all I've heard is that there's one crazy role in this movie that everybody's gonna love.
The fuck are you talking about?
All right, it's
Nick.
Fudging.
5 hours later.
Ow! Whoa, okay!
So here are 6 crazy Nicolas Cage roles that are like Longlegs. Let's get into it. What's up, guys, and welcome back to Beyond the Void Horror Podcast. My name is Alex, and today we're going to be doing 6 crazy Nicolas Cage roles that are like Longlegs. Now, obviously, I haven't seen the movie yet, but these are some crazy roles, and I figure he's going to be having a crazy one in this movie, so let's compare. And these are just some of my picks of movies that he has done, and you should check out if you haven't already. Some of them you may know, some of them you probably won't, and trust me, all of them are pretty crazy. But I can't do them all. Just wanted to pick some of my favorites. Inevitably, somebody is going to get mad at me for not including their favorite.
You know, I did everything I was supposed to do. I followed every fucking rule in the book.
But trust me, I love them all, and let's get into it. First up, we've got Mandy with Nicolas Cage in a batshit crazy movie with psychedelics, cosmic horror, and just a plain wild ride.
Crazy evil.
First of all, this is a movie directed by Panos Cosmatos. It came out in 2018, and everybody was just like blown away by this movie. Now, Mandy is essentially about these two people who are madly in love, living in the middle of nowhere. Nicolas Cage is some sort of lumberjack, and he comes home to his wife, who he's madly in love with, when one day some psychedelic band that is also into Satan or something suddenly knocks at their doorstep and winds up doing some pretty nasty stuff to one of his loved ones. This makes Cage go crazy. In fact, he takes and goes on a rampage. Speaking of crazy, we have Color Out of Space, directed by Richard Stanley, the same guy who directed Hardware, based on the short story by Master H.P. Lovecraft called The Color Out of Space. And it's pretty awesome. It's actually one of the more tamer movies at first with Nicolas Cage in the movie, but it isn't long before he starts going crazy. There's a meteorite that crashes to Earth and starts changing the environment, literally, the DNA of just about everything around, including this family who is living outside of the city to try to get away from all the craziness. But yeah, unavoidably, the meteorite starts changing the world around them, changing people into creatures, trees into living beings, and pretty much everything is not off bounds in this one, until the family is united in ways we'll never forget.
They're not my family.
Nicolas Cage does a great job in this movie. It is a fantastically crazy, wild film, and I couldn't not put it on this list. Up next, we have Bad Lieutenant, Port of Call, New Orleans, from 2009 by Werner Herzog? Yeah, this guy. Brief cargo is the best in the business. I don't know why I always remember that from Mandalorian, but anyway. So this is a story that is about Terrence McDonough, who Nicolas Cage plays, who is a drug-fueled, gambling-addicted detective in the post-Katrina hurricane New Orleans. And he's investigating the killings of 5 different immigrants in this movie. And God, is he on a lot of stuff, man.
You fucks, I hate you. I hate you both.
There's just breakout weird moments to this movie and just subtle, nuanced little things that he does in the movie that is just silly, funny, and just out there.
I spent a lot of time here. Boy, that
doesn't work anymore.
It's like, I don't even know what the hell Werner Herzog was thinking with this, but he definitely picked Nicolas Cage to do it. And it's weird that they did a secondary sort of Bad Lieutenant movie. It's not the most perfect movie, but it is a great Nicolas Cage movie. So of course I had to include it. Up next, we got Mom and Dad, which, you know, sounds pretty nice. Family movie, maybe? I don't know.
Mouth to dildo, dildo to ass to ass. Hi, Branch.
Well, maybe not. But seriously, came out in 2017 and was kind of one of those underrated gems, in my opinion, that just blew up that year for me. Some people really just hated the end of this movie and they just couldn't remember all the great stuff that happened before it, but I certainly didn't. I remembered all of it, including the slap of God.
It's beautiful.
But this is a story about two siblings, a younger brother and an older sister, who are Nicolas Cage's kids, and Selma Blair is their mom, and they basically get infected with some sort of disease that makes parents go crazy and try to kill their offspring, which is just wild and gets crazier and crazier and crazier as the movie goes on. Now, obviously, some of these parents, they don't have any idea what they're doing, and they just do it because it's almost like the happiest thing in their life. They don't explain why this is happening, but parents all over the world are trying to basically take out their kids. And Nicolas Cage and Selma Blair team up to take out their kids in some of the wildest, most unsettling, crazy misadventures, you know.
Hey, kiddo.
Nicolas Cage gets pretty unhinged in this movie, and it's more of a unsettling crazy, I think, than anything. I think it's a fantastic movie. It was directed by Brian Taylor, and I would love to see another movie similar to this, but I'm sure we never will.
God damn it.
Up next, one of the ones that everybody always talks about, and that is Vampire's Kiss. And it's almost kind of like American Psycho, but instead of Christian Bale, it's Nicolas Cage. And Nicolas Cage, for some reason, is this executive who thinks he's a vampire.
I'm a vampire! I'm a vampire!
And he's losing his mind all over the city. And this was long before he became Dracula in Renfield.
I am Dracula.
It's just kind of wild to think back all the way to 88 when he did a vampire. Like, how weird and bizarre. Yeah, this one has probably got some of the more frequent crazy moments in this film. And I don't know, it's one that you have to see just to kind of understand what the hell it is. Robert Bierman directed this, and I don't know what they were thinking when they made this in 1988, but man, what a wild Nicolas Cage movie. Scenes of him laughing, cackling madly, screaming at his secretaries.
That's all you have to do!
Or just acting really weird. But yeah, can't forget this one on the list. Last and certainly not least, this is probably one of the most craziest, cagiest freakout movies that you'll see.
Well, vive la fucking French!
And believe me, guys, like I said, there is decades long of Nicolas Cage being wild and crazy, okay? He's done a myriad of films. This one, for me, is probably the number one, and that movie is Deadfall from 1993. Now, this is actually Nicolas Cage's brother who directed this movie, Christopher Coppola. If you don't know, Nicolas Cage is a Coppola. Francis Ford Coppola is actually his uncle, but he named himself Nicolas Cage so that nobody would pick him to be in movies because of nepotism, which, you know, I think he's earned his keep. But he asked him to do this movie, and it is a weird sort of mystery noir that kind of feels like a David Lynch film. Nicolas Cage plays this guy who thinks he's kind of like Elvis. So it stars Michael Biehn, and he accidentally shoots his father with what he thought was blanks and ends up killing his father in this sting operation. So he contacts his dad's twin, who is Lou, who has a major sting plan. Lou's helper, which is Nicolas Cage named Eddie, starts to feel a little threatened by Joe, and who's conning who? It's a back and forth between everybody going mad, most specifically Nicolas Cage, and some of the craziest, most outlandish Nicolas Cage freak out moments you will ever witness.
Who's sitting behind the fucking desk now? Me!
I saw this movie with one of my friends back in the day, and most people don't even talk about it. They say it's one of the worst films ever. I personally think it's a fun ride. This is one I need to get on Blu-ray, and I think there's like a copy online on eBay. But if you haven't seen this movie, I highly recommend it. But yeah, that's it, guys. That's everything I have on my list here. Obviously, there's plenty other movies that you could probably list, and I would love to hear what those are in the comment section down below. Let me know your favorite scene or favorite movie or favorite freak out of Nicolas Cage in the comment section down below, because I would love to hear what your favorite is, because I think we all have our own, and it's so hard to pick. So let's share that joy and that freak out with everybody. But until then, I hope you enjoy Longlegs. I haven't seen it myself, so I'm looking forward to checking it out as well, and I hope we all have a great time, and I hope we all get a lot of crazy Nick Cage. But thanks for coming by. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like and subscribe button, and also that little bell notification will let you know when I got some crazy new fun stuff to talk about, whether it be in horror or something else. But thanks for coming by, and as always, long live the void.